Buckeye Talk coming to you from the field at Ohio Stadium. Ohio State just beat Maryland 66-17. We're grading C.J. Stroud. I'm Nathan Baird from cleveland.com along with Stephen Means and Doug Lesmerises. Stephen, what grade would you give Ohio State's quarterback today? Hold on real quick. 24 of 33, 406 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. What's your grade?
I'm giving him a B+ because I'm going to start grading him on a curve now. One, because Maryland's defense is awful, but also I think it's time for him to start taking the next steps that's going to allow this Ohio State team to compete nationally. I think he was smart with his decision-making today. He took what was there, and when it wasn't, he checked it down to Travion Henderson, and he did some of the work for him. But I also think there were some chances where, yes, Travion was open, or yes, the flats was open, but CJ or Jackson Smith and Jigba or Garrett was open downfield, and it could have been 6 instead of maybe a 16-yard game. So I'm going to start docking him for that a little bit because now this team looks like it's progressing, and he's progressing as a quarterback. It's not about can he win in the Big Ten. It's about can he win on a national level. So a B+ for me because I want to see if he can take that next jump as a quarterback and be more of a playmaker when it's necessary.
Tough grade. Doug, where are you going with your grade?
What'd you got? I didn't go to Rutgers last week, and if I'm not in a video, I don't watch it. What did you guys give him last week against Rutgers? Did you give him an A last? Did you give him an A last week?
I gave him an A- last week.
I think I gave him an A last week.
Okay, so I wasn't there to get to give him like a thing. Because you're like grading him on a curve. I was like, well, when did you just let him be good for a while and just grade him for being good? It's like as soon as he got good, you're like, well, now that's not good enough. I'm going to grade you on the curve. I'm giving him an A, and I don't know the right phrase. I was going to say I'm a C.J. Stroud convert, but it's not that. I guess it's that I'm a C.J. Stroud believer because, I thought he worked it out. I asked Ryan Day about the 17-play drive to start the game, and I actually thought he was going to say, well, that showed we take what the defense gives us. We can remove the ball down the field. And he was like, it was clunky. And I was like, I actually thought that drive was hey, we worked hard for it, but sometimes it's it's easy to flip 60-yard touchdowns to Chris Olave when he's open by 6 yards. CJ had to earn that. I think it was 12 passes, 5 runs on that drive. I was like, that drive I thought showed something. So he is taking what's given, but I have an extreme amount of confidence in him now, and it took me a while to get here. And some people thought it took me too long to get here, but I'm there. So yeah, I guess he can be better, especially in a world where Spencer Rattler got benched. You know what happened today? Spencer Rattler got Ewers by his own Quinn Ewers. If anybody has Caleb Williams Island in Oklahoma, everybody is joining that now. So, meanwhile here, it's not happening because C.J. Stroud is taking care of business. So that's a big old A from me.
Yeah, this was an A performance for me, too, and he's going to keep chasing perfection. Everybody has to do that. I just think you're seeing a very confident progression from him, and I don't know what quarterback would have necessarily done more today. That's the other thing I keep coming back to. It's I think Justin Fields would have put up pretty much essentially the same line today, right? I don't know how much more you could get out of what this offense was, what Maryland was giving them also defensively today. There was one play in particular that really impressed me that I thought was a very stark contrast to the first 3 weeks. He's got a guy barreling down in his face. He stands in there against the pressure and throws a dart over the middle to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And I thought that you wouldn't have seen in the first week. I don't think he would have reacted the same way to that pressure in his face. I don't think he had the confidence. I tried to ask him later if the healthier shoulder is affecting his confidence to throw the ball over the middle. He kind of dismissed that. He said it's more just about being comfortable overall on the field, which is probably true, too, that he's just sort of becoming more confident as a college quarterback now that he's starting to see things for the 3rd, 4th, 5th time. So a lot of things are kind of coming together for him at the right time. But as with anything else, I think it is fair to say the tests are going to be tougher. This wasn't, as you said, this is not the best defense they're going to see by far. There's going to be much better ones coming up still in the second half of the season.
Quick thing. I agree. I am confident, too. I think I've been I've taken the least amount of time to get here. I think part of my B is my confidence is still a little bit ahead of you guys where I think there's another step for him, and I want to see if he can get there. And the way Ryan Day is starting to talk about him now that he's playing well, he seems to think that, too. So I don't want to give it an A. Last week you gave it an A because it finally got there. I have to grade it on a week-by-week basis. This is a B+ for me simply because I think that there's an A and an A+ game out there for him to get. And if he gets that, that's the difference between this team maybe competing with Alabama and Georgia and being in that position versus just winning the Big Ten title and then flaming out in the playoff.
Ohio State's off this coming week, but we're going to still have plenty of content. 614-350-3315 to sign up for the texts. 2-week free trial, $3.99 a month after that. Buckeye Talk.